everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rose, and in this video, I'm going to show you all the updates in my terrarium because I've gotten a lot of questions about how the plants are doing. I'm slightly nervous because we're live. We're live for the first time ever on YouTube, which is very different. Normally I get to edit my videos and take out all the weird stuff. Hi, Nikki. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is very weird. I'm new to this. I do like live on Instagrams and stuff, but normally for my videos, I like to cut out all the ums and I can be quite awkward. So I like to cut that out, but you get to see all of it today. If you have any comments, type them in there. I think it's on that side. And let's get started. This is the terrarium if you haven't seen it yet. It is 80 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 40 centimeters. And I don't know what that is in inches, but I hope you will look it up if you're interested. And I have many different plants in here. There are some Hoyas that are propagating. So they are sitting on a heat mat here in a safe way this time. I've had a heat mat before, but that was very unsafe and a fire hazard. I've set this up a little bit better. I've got a few philodendron and several anthurium in here that we're going to look at. If you have any preference for what you want to see first, then let me know in the chat on the side if you're watching this live. Hello, Zofia. How are you? Yeah. Let's start with the least interesting ones, maybe. Because most of you guys love Hoyas the most, so we're going to start with, aeroids the most, so we're going to start with Hoyas. Hello, Nocturnal Butterfly. How are you? So as you may know, I don't think you can see the plants very well with the back light. Hold on. I'm going to move you slightly over here. I do have a lamp on my face also. Maybe that's a little bit better. Yeah, should be okay. So I got some Hoya cuttings from Sweden, which I've posted before. They were amazing, and I already killed one. Whoops. The most beautiful one, the one that was on my wish list, the highest, is dead. Well, I'm still trying to revive it, but it's dead for sure. But this one isn't. This is the Forgetty Eye spotted leaf. And somewhere I noticed some roots. Yes. I think there might be two places that has roots now. I don't think you'll be able to see it. Maybe you are. Can you see that little bit? That's a root. Right there. Ah! So hopefully this is going to live. It's nice and warm from the heat mat. Ooh, and I'll show you the plant itself as well. It is a little bit dark. Sorry about that. I didn't think it would be dark already, but it's getting dark. Hi, Max. So yeah, Forgetty Eye spotted leaf, doing quite well. I'm excited. You guys, I'm honestly shaking a little bit. This is scary. Being live is scary. Especially because we're all also watching Kaylee Ellen's video, of course. Hello, Stephen. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much. Hello, Luca. So this is the verticillata, which was formerly known as Weibergier. And it's also rooted. This is actually rooted quite well. I should adjust the light. How's that? Can you see? They're quite big leaves. And yeah, the roots are, I don't know if you can see that. That's roots right there. It's growing all over. And that's why I love growing, not necessarily in glasses. This is not the most practical because it doesn't have drainage, but in see-through pots works very well. Let's do another Hoya. I don't know if I can get them all out properly, but thank you so much, Nocturnal Butterfly. This is the Hoya, I forgot the word, Weimanii, yes. And it came with this leaf. Since this is in a normal pot, I don't know if it is rooting, if it is surviving. I have no idea. It's kind of scary with these cuttings. I'm quite scared that I'm killing them all. Let me close that to keep the warmth inside. But it's very pretty. It's cardboardy, but with ruffly edges. And then there's a very long tendril that still looks very healthy. Sometimes they start to dry out. Ooh, see how I'm shaking? Busted. So yeah, I don't know, but so far it looks quite good. The other one that died definitely looks much worse. So that's inside here. Then we've got this one. This is quite warm in here now. It says 22 degrees, but I don't think that's right. It feels very toasty. This one I absolutely love. I don't know if it comes across in this light, but I want you to see it properly. You can't really see it, but this is the species affinity erythrina, and it has very, very nice dark veins. If you see white spots, it's all from the water that I spray in there several times a day. So don't mind that. It's not bugs, as far as I know. Again, this is in a dark pot, so I don't know if it's rooting. I sometimes check the bottom. I don't see anything yet. It's very nice. And actually, I think it's growing. I think it's actually growing. I hadn't seen that yet. So here, there's a little growth point, a node. Can you see that thing on the side? Focus. I think it's growing. I did notice when I got this, the leaves were lying flat on the pot. What is underneath there? I should inspect my plants more often. That might be bugs. I'll do an inspection later. But I noticed a few. Do you see how the leaves are standing up now? So I guess it must have rooted, and then, because they were sitting on the sides of the pot, and then they just went up. And now it's growing. I'm very excited for this one because, holy shit, it's actually growing here too. Sorry, am I allowed to swear? I hope I don't offend anyone. I swear normally. I don't swear on YouTube, but so how did I miss this? I've been too busy with other stuff. That's a leaf. That's a tiny leaf. Wow, I needed this, you guys. And I think I broke another one off when I took it out because I thought the tendrils were just not growing. They're growing. They're growing. They're growing. Yep, I definitely broke off a growth point over here. You can see the white, I hope. Can you see the white? It's bleeding a little bit. Oops. So I'm going to put this back very carefully. I'm so excited. And I'll take this other one out first so I don't make a mess. Careful with the new leaves. That is so cool. I'm so glad we're doing this. I decided to do this late last night while I was in bed. I was like, I want to look at my plants, and I think this would be fun to go live and do it. So thank you so much for being here with me. I'm just reading some comments. Ooh, digging into the soil to see the roots. I did that with one of the other ones. I didn't see anything. And then I saw someone else actually pulling on the stems to check if they were rooted. And I was like, no, you will break off the tiny new roots. I don't know if that's true, but that was just my thinking. Hello, Brenda. Welcome. So this is my Hoya Cordata. Does it have anything more in the name? No, just Cordata. And as you can see, it's quite big. I absolutely love these leaves. If you've seen the previous video, you know that. This is just amazing. Yes, I need to get more clear small pots because I have clear pots, but they're really big. And I need smaller ones to root in, or like the plastic cups that someone was saying. But yeah, this is very, very beautiful. So far, it might also be growing. I don't know exactly. So these are two different cuttings, one with one leaf and one with one leaf and two nodes. And I don't know what's going on. I don't see anything on this one yet, but I think that here in this corner of this one, there might be something cooking. Can you see that tiny little bit right there at my fingernail? Hoyas are so tiny, but they're so fun to grow. I really like them. Hello, Natalie. Welcome. Thank you for joining. This didn't have an extra label thing, Nikki, like the big green leaves. It's just Cordata, but it is from a Swedish grower, or collection. She's a private collector, and I don't know if they have that same label as the. I've seen that in Europe as well. Actually, that's a lie. I thought maybe it's a US thing or America thing, but I don't know exactly what it is. I do have a number for it, I think. I'll send it to you later, or I'll add it to the post. Hello, Nadia. Oh, Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. Although it rained very much when I was there, so that was not so fun. Ooh, just trying to put them back without hurting any of the new growth bits. It's quite tight in the terrarium now, even with my new addition upstairs, which you may have seen already, may not have seen. There is a tent. So this is the last Hoya. Oh, this is the queen of the Hoyas. And this is actually the one that I kind of tried to pull to see if it was rooted, and I did the digging thing that you guys were saying. I didn't see anything, but I couldn't easily pull it out. So I'm trying to be very, very careful. Yes. Oh, shoot. It's not very solid in the pot yet, but look at that. This is incredibly big. It's crazy. It is a little bit impractical to root, and I was quite afraid that this big leaf would be too much for the plant because it will take up a lot of energy, and also it might evaporate too much. How would you say? Evaporate too much water, moisture inside the plant. So I thought about having to cut it off maybe, but I can't do it. It's so pretty. Oh, whoops. The tag. So did I tell you what this is? This is Metallicum Eye. Oh yeah, the rest is an IML number. So it's just a regular Metallicum Eye found by David Little and his wife Iris Marie. If you want to know more about all those names, check out my Hoya videos that I recently posted. It's actually very interesting. Now that I know a little bit more about it, it's becoming more and more interesting, and it makes more sense why there's numbers and letters and stuff in Hoya names. Ooh, Alkmaar is here too. Nice. We have some Dutchies in the house. All right, putting this back very carefully. And then the one that I killed is the Gunungating Hoya. I feel really bad. I can't show you because I moved it upstairs, but literally all the leaves fell off. It looks horrible. I don't think it's gonna live, so I'm really sad about that. But luckily we have some other bad news. Let's get the bad news out of the way. This is a Mr. Bow, who is also quite dead. Whoops. So this was a Florida Beauty cutting that I got from the lovely James from Slug Plants on Instagram. And it was growing. It had a new growth point. It was well rooted. And then I don't know what happened. The roots still look healthy, but the plant just started to shrivel up. It lost the leaf right as I received it, which you may have seen in the unboxing video. And yeah, this was the new growth. I'll hold it in front of my forehead so you can see. Yeah, that's definitely dead. So it's very sad, but it's okay. I have faith that one day I will be able to keep one of these alive, hopefully. All right, one more failed attempt. This is a Caspar propagation. So it's a Florida Ghost. Not very successful, as you can see. There is a node right there that I broke off as I was propagating this. It was rooted into an aerial thingy. What do you call it? Air layering. Air layering thingy. But those roots rotted. I think I overwatered the moss one day and then it just died. Hello, Taylor. Welcome. But yeah, this is what's left. I have it in this little pot with moss, trying to give it high humidity and also warmth. It's sitting on the heat mat. So that's just one of the kitchen pots that I use. It's see-through. I don't really like moss because I'm not good at keeping it the right level of moisture. But I hope that closing this thing will help it to stay wet enough. Because I often let moss dry out too much. And then when I water it, it gets too wet and the plants die. I think the rest is better stories. Let's see. I'm keeping the coolest ones for last. So if you're willing to stick around for that, that would be awesome. Look, roots. These are some of the clear pots that I have. I think I have them linked on my website. But it's awesome. You can really see a lot of roots. This is, by the way, I should show you not just the plant, but also the just the roots, but also the plant. Anthurium clarinervium. There are 3 little plants in this pot, as you maybe can see. 2 of them are doing great. They're growing new leaves. This one especially is stunning. I love new anthurium leaves. They're dark and beautiful and shiny. But then this one, you can probably see this is wilted. It looks horrible. And the previous one also wilted. So I don't know what's wrong with that part of the plant. I may have to repot this and check it out and, I don't know, fix it maybe. But this one is growing a new leaf. Here, can you see? I get some questions sometimes on Instagram saying, how do you know if it's a leaf or a flower, inflorescence? And one of my friends, Rachel, actually explained to me that flowers are a little bit more pointy. And one of my other friends, Cynthia, she's Sonder Botanicals on Instagram. She has great information on her page. She's explained it to me so that I can understand it, and now I know for sure what it is. But flowers, no, let's say leaves first. New leaves will grow from a new little bit once the plant is mature. I'm not talking about baby plants. New flowers grow inside the armpit of a leaf. And it's the same with a philodendron ring of fire, for example. Their flowers always grow in the armpit of the leaf, and then the new leaf comes out a different path, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps. I don't know if that's clear at all, but look, it's cute. I like it. I moved the big one of this upstairs because it was getting a little bit too big for the terrarium, and that's also why I got the tent. Oh no! I may have just broken off a leaf that I've been waiting for very long. Oh shit. Don't use bad words. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. What's next? Let's do this one. Are you still with me? If it gets boring, just tell me and I'll speed things along. So what we've got in here, this one is nice to show you because it's so different. This is a Anthurium scandens. I didn't know that existed. I know philodendron scandens, but this is Anthurium scandens, 2 little plants that I got from someone, from Mirta, the plant account, I think, on Instagram. And it's growing quite well. They were drying out a little bit too much in the terrarium, so that's why they're in a plastic baggie. And then in here are some baby crystallinums that also were drying out a little bit too much. And the other ones are growing much quicker. So I wanted to give these a little boost with this. I don't know if it's going to work. I just tried it yesterday. So everything I'm sharing is always what I'm experimenting with, but it's not necessarily what is good. So don't just trust me and do what I do. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Let's show you. I really hope I didn't break off that leaf. I would cry if I did. Let's show you this one. This is another Anthurium crystallinum, which, as you can see, is much bigger than the other ones. But again, it dried up a little bit too much yesterday. I think it's the combination of the heat mat and not the right humidity in this terrarium. I don't know why, but the donut is not working for me very well right now. Maybe I don't have the set up right, but that one was completely wilted and it came back to life a little bit, but it looks quite sad compared to the previous one. And if you have my hand here, you can see how big it is. Quite big compared to the other one. Then, oh, that's pretty too. Oh, this is another crystallinum. Someone gave me several seedlings in a bag, and it turns out there were quite a lot of them. This is one more that is growing quite well. With Anthurium, I've learned to not touch the new leaves as much as possible, like stay away from them. Because as I noticed with my Regal that I will show you in a moment, I touched the new leaf too much and it just was very, very unhappy. Yes, can you see the shimmer of the central line? I never really understood why crystal linums are awesome. Hi, Peanut. But this part, yeah, you can see it a little bit. It's like Swarovski crystals in there. Or diamonds, if you want to be fancy. It's very, very nice. So I'm very happy with this little baby, which one of them actually I'm giving to a friend in a trade. So I'm going to miss it. Hello, Rachel is here. That's so cool. Hello, thank you for joining. We're just looking at my terrarium plants and we're at my little Forgetty Eye. This is, again, a tiny anthurium, and it's always very hard to know what they are when they are this small, but I trusted the seller and I think she was right because I freaked out about this before. Actually, I lost this leaf. That was the new leaf that was actually getting a closed sinus. My mouth is right behind there. But closed sinus means that it is actually a Forgetty Eye. So this was a leaf that it came with, a little heart-shaped leaves. Hey, Rachel, this one's for you. And then it created this one, which was a little bit damaged. That's probably my fault. It's fine. Then it came with this one, and I don't know if you can see, but the top of the leaves, the lobes are becoming a little bit bigger and closer together. Do you see the difference? And then this newest leaf, which I'm not going to touch because I messed it up previously, is closed. You cannot see this. It's too small, I think. Hold on, maybe with the light a little bit better. Can we see? Can we see that? Oh, maybe. Maybe not. It's so cute. It's so cute. I'll post a picture soon. So I'm not touching this one. I'm leaving it as much as possible so I don't kill it again. And we'll see how it goes. I'm fairly new to anthuriums. I didn't want them until I got this terrarium to keep them alive. But then that's not really working out very well for me. So let's do the last anthurium, which I may or may not have just broken off the new leaf as I was putting the clarinervium back. This is Matt, the Metallicum. And it came with this leaf, which is quite small, and this leaf, which was the biggest one. If you think they look a little bit funky, they do, because my plants get algae. I don't know how to say that, but like a green layer of dirt from me not cleaning the water enough and spraying them with a foliar spray. So ignore that. Then this leaf, it grew in my care, but it was damaged and it looks quite horrible now. Like there's actual mold on it or something. That's not good. I think it might be because it was sitting against the glass in the back of the terrarium, but I don't know exactly. I'm going to research that. But then this leaf, oh, I have to move back in order to show you. This, it grew in my care recently. I love this plant. I'm so excited it's finally growing bigger. Let's see if I'm missing any questions in the comments, because I'm chaotic as balls and I cannot do two things at the same time, even though I think I can. I do have a fan in there actually, but apparently it's not strong enough. So it has different settings and I've been putting it to a higher setting than I had it before and moving it around to the plants that actually do have the green stuff most. You'll see the pink princess that's hiding in the corner is kind of like a green princess now. It's quite fun. And then I clean the leaves every now and then to improve. Can you see the velvet shimmer? Oh, I love anthurium. I do polls sometimes on my Instagram asking which plant you guys like the most, and hardly anyone ever says anthurium, and I'm like, but they're so pretty. Oh, okay. Yes, it's a new pink princess variety. So, oh yeah, I didn't show you. This is the new leaf. It took forever. It didn't grow like it seemed like it was maybe stuck, but recently I gave it a little bit more space and it started to grow. So maybe it felt it needed some more space. Some more space for its aura. Hold on. want to carefully put that back. But yeah, this is the little fan that I have. It has 3 settings and it can blow quite a lot. I switched it off for the video because it makes a lot of noise. But then they can take forever, but then sometimes all of a sudden they have like a growth spurt and they're like, I'm here. So I don't understand them very well, if that makes sense. All right, but now I'm scared because Rachel's here and she has the most amazing anthuriums and we all need to learn from her. So if I kind of don't want to say this, but if you don't know her channel, which you should, then go check it out. Heart-shaped leaves. And I actually also really like the podcast where they rant about stuff, if I can call it that. So let's... Oh, I have one more anthurium. That's actually nice. Do you want to see Pink Princess or do you want anthurium? Yeah, she has a podcast. It's like a YouTube episode from a different channel, Heart-Shaped Leaves After Dark, if I'm correct. Check it out. So I'll do the Pink Princess first and then the anthurium. This one, I rooted myself. I'm so proud. I never rooted a Pink Princess before, so I wanted to test it out after I sold some cuttings, and it worked so well. I love it. And it's in a glass again, so you can see. And it's been growing. It's opened 2 new leaves. This one has a few bits of pink in it. And then this one has a bit of pink on the back. My friend Georgia always calls me out because I see a little point coming and I'm like, it's gonna have a lot of pink. And she's like, you're calling this way too early. Or I'm saying it doesn't have any pink. And then there's lots of pink hiding. So I should not call them as quickly, but I'm gonna in a moment anyway with a new propagation. But yeah, this is pure perlite. Oh, it's growing out of the pot even. I made it wet when I put it in, and then I poured all the water back out, and I have it in a terrarium, so I shouldn't have to re-moisten it. That's a little bit gross, but so far, I sometimes spray in there a little bit as I spray the plants, but generally, if the humidity is high enough, you do not have to re-water, which I didn't know at first, and I did wrong. So then we've got my favorite anthurium, maybe. Picking favorites is hard. Stay. So this is Reggie, my anthurium regal. Tiny, tiny, tiny. So it actually doesn't have any of the leaves anymore that it came with. They all died off. And this one grew in my care, but then looks horrible. I think it's because I was touching it too much as it was coming out, but I'm not quite sure. I thought it was some kind of like bacterial blight, like a bacterial infection, but I realized that with the next leaf, it didn't have any of that, and I tried to not touch it, so I think it's just my fingers that made it sad. This one is actually in soil with some moss on the top. The Metallicum is in full moss because it came like that to me and I didn't want to shock it anymore. This leaf was the first one that I grew that was perfect until I scratched it with my finger. Whoops. But then this one came out so pretty and so big. And again, there are some scratches because I have the fan in there and they're all hitting each other a little bit. But that's going to change. I have a tent now, so it's going to have a little bit more space. But see? The velvet. Oh, and what I especially love are these veins in the center. I don't know what that's called, but it's standing up a little bit. Can you see that? Like it's higher. Hi, Maggie. I love it so much. There is a new thingy here. Can we see that? Jesus. Sorry. This is not very easy. There. Hello, my cat. My cat wants to say hi. She's very hungry, so she's nice and fun. Say hello. Maggie. Maggie, say hello. She must like you guys. Normally she would have run away already. I'm just going to put this back in here. We have 2 more plants to go. And we're going to start with Mama Pink Princess, which I'm scared to take out now with all the Hoya leaves that are growing that I didn't know about. If you're joining late, you should watch back because I started with the Hoyas and they actually have new growth. the ones from Sweden. So this is Mama Pink Princess. She has been dropping some leaves lately. I don't know why. I have some here. I just found them on the bottom of the terrarium. And I've been propagating her, but in a different way than normal, because she used to have beautiful pink in the stem here, but it didn't show on many of the leaves. I thought this was not a lot of pink. This one doesn't have any, except a bit of a burn. Then this one came out. It was beautiful. But yeah, I've been propagating her. What I'm doing is, I don't know if this interests anyone, but I've cut the top part, rooted that. You've already seen that growing. Then waited until the top had a new leaf, like the node was growing, and it has lots of aerial roots. Cut that off. That's the one you'll see last. And then this one, I'm going to wait again for this node with a nice pink in there to start to grow. Once it has created one full leaf, I will cut it off and wait for the next one to grow. So I'm going to cut it all the way back down that way so that every time there's new growth, it gets the support from the whole mama plant. But I don't know. I just figured that would be a fun project to try out and see if it's more effective than just cutting up a whole plant. As you may know, I haven't been very effective with growing propagations, especially from more expensive plants. So my boyfriend is coming home. So yeah, I'm excited to try this. I've already rooted one successfully, and I'm hoping that the second one also will. Hello, Holly. Don't worry, I will save this and you can watch it back so you can see all the Hoyas. Shared, we are live on YouTube. Scary, yes, I know. I was scared too, but they're quite nice, so it's good. Oh, this fell over. So this is the newest top cutting I took. The main leaf on the mama plant didn't have any pink, and then it grew this new growth with a nice bit of pink in that leaf. They're saying hello. Do you want to come wave at people?
Nope.
Nope. And George is going to tell me off, but look at that new leaf. I don't know if you can see, but there is a lot of pink, and then there's a straight line of not pink. So I'm really excited to see this. It's very tempting to pull it out, but I'm not going to do it. It is a little bit wobbly. The roots have started to grow. Can you see that? I think that last part is new, but it hasn't steadied itself yet, so it's falling over a lot. I'm going to just take this up the other way so it hopefully stays. There we go. That's better. But yeah, I'm very excited to see that growing. Can you tell that that might have a lot of pink? Yeah, he's sitting on the... wait. Hello. Give us a wave. He's worked all week, so we'll let him chill. He's very nice normally. So yeah, that's the... Is it? Yeah, that's the last plant in the terrarium. I'm going to carefully pop this back. Ooh. So that is also rooted in, or not rooted yet, but growing in perlite, pure perlite. I am trying that with philodendron and monstera to see if I can make it successful for me. The Hoyas are all in soil. So they're straight into soil, and then I keep them nice and humid. Normally I put them in a plastic baggie, but these were too big to go in plastic baggies, so they went into the terrarium. And I didn't tell you yet, but the baby anthuriums as well, they are in a mix of soil and moss. So it doesn't dry out as quickly as just moss, and it gets some nutrients from in the soil as well. Hi, Maxor. My cat is very hungry. Thank you so much. So I guess that's it. I'll check through the comments to see if there are any questions that you want me to answer. I see lots of YouTube signs. I don't know what that is, but I love it. Difference. Soil or sand difference? I'll talk about sand in soil soon. Do you rinse your perlite really well before you use them? I rinse it, but not really well. I'm not that thorough sometimes. So yeah, I do rinse it out because there can be a lot of dust on it, and I don't want that to sit in there, but there will always be a little bit of dust because it also gets crushed as you use it. So yours got slimy. That's not nice. Hello, Johanna. Thank you so much, Nikki, for hanging out and for the chat earlier. I really appreciated it. Thank you, Rachel, for hanging out. I feel very blessed to have you here, and I love seeing all your anthuriums, so I hope you'll make more videos about them so people with tiny anthuriums like me can see what they could be in the future. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me or to leave them in the comments below. I'm going to save this. It takes a little while before it's up. If you haven't yet, please give a little thumbs up to this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And let's end this and all go watch Kaylee Ellen's video because her first part of her documentary series is out, which I'm super curious about. So I'm going to be doing that right now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon.